Welcome to Freestyle Fridays. Those of you who are new here, this is something that we put together a few months ago, and we started releasing about every other Friday or so, sometimes consecutive Fridays. But this is uncut, unedited, uncensored, unscripted. I have no notes on my desk here. I'm anything to go back to, but just kind of speak what's on my mind. Sometimes it's lessons I've learned. Sometimes it's challenges I've faced throughout the week. Sometimes it's just a rant that I want to go on a rant a little bit. Um, every call isn't for everybody, but it just might be for you. If you like what you've heard, please like, subscribe, share. We want to get this out there to as many people as possible. All right, Freestyle Friday. I'm actually recording this on an early Monday morning, the 8th of December. It's nice and chilly here in Zionsville, Indiana. It's 17 degrees. I want to kick off this morning with, what is your routine looking like? How consistent are you with it? Because what happened to me is I noticed my routine was slipping. I wasn't doing everything that I should have been doing in the mornings. And right away, I wasn't getting negative results. But then I started seeing things happen. Why am I not converting at a higher level? Why am I not showing up the way I should show up on calls? Why am I not feeling more confident about myself? Well, it's because I'd let my routine slip. I let things go. So this morning I got back in the cold plunge for the first time in a couple weeks, and I'm in the garage. The cold plunge is set at 46 degrees, which is about my normal temperature. But inside my garage, it was 27 degrees. That was a different kind of cold. Getting in there, I was cold. Getting out, I was freezing cold. Imagine stepping out of 46-degree water wet into 27 degrees, right? I could almost feel the towel freezing on me. But it wasn't really about the cold temperature. It was about getting back on track with my committed strategy, my committed morning to get things rolling and win my morning early and set myself up for success throughout the day. Because what was happening is I'm starting to look back at my list and I'm noticing that I'm not getting everything done that I need to get done to grow my business, to be the leader, to be the coach I need to be. I'm not as prepared as I was when I wasn't doing everything in the morning like I committed to doing before. Now, I want you to think about something. In the last 30 days, what habits and rituals have worked for you? What things have worked in your life and business that you can go back and go, yep, this worked, that worked, checked off the list. That worked amazing. And then what hasn't worked? What I want you to do is, it sounds really simple here, and it is, do more of what worked. Do less of what didn't work. Find someone else to help you with the stuff that didn't work, but focus more on the things that work. And what I've noticed too is everything is evolving right now. There's a lot of shifts in the market, in the industry I'm in, a lot of shifts in my life. Things are different. So maybe I have to redefine what that winning the day looks like. It doesn't mean it's the same as it was a year ago or 2 years ago. Things are just different. I'm in a different state than I was last time of this year. I don't have my trainer down the street from me anymore. I've kind of do some things on my own. He still helps me out, but it's a lot different, right? I don't have that accountability to show up at the gym at that time. That's the other thing that's slipped a little bit since High Rocks is I took a week off intentionally, but what happened with one week? It turned into 2 weeks of me not moving my body the way I need to move it to be stronger and more confident in who I am. And now I'm 5 weeks away from being on my first stage of 2026. And I don't like how I look or how I feel right now. So that was another thing this morning that made me get up and say, get in the cold plunge. And now I'm knocking off something off my list right now, which is my Freestyle Friday recording Monday morning before I go to hop in the gym here in a little bit and get a workout in. I share those with you because I want you to know that, yes, I'm a high performance coach. I coach people at a very high level of accountability on a daily basis. That's what I do. That's what my talent, my skill set is. But I still struggle with those things too. That's why I have a coach, right? That's why I have 2 coaches, actually. That's why I need additional accountability. I'm going to read something to you this morning from a book I've been reading called $1 Trillion Coaches. And if you follow me on social media, you saw this post this morning too. But my question to you is, are you coachable? Only coach the coachable, it says. The traits that make a person coachable include honesty and humility, the willingness to preserve and work hard, and a constant openness to learning. I'd also tell you that you have to be honest with your coach. if something's bothering you, if maybe you're afraid of hitting your goal. I've had some instances like that lately. I felt like some people I was working with were afraid of hitting their goal. What happens when we get there? There is such a thing of fear of success, right? There's fear. What will we do next? We've been driving all year and now we're going to get there. What happens? It's just like when you train for a long time and you go run that full marathon. And I've done this. When I cross the finish line, it's like, oh, is that it? What's next? When I crossed the finish line at High Rocks, it was an amazing feeling to do it. But as I'm laying on the ground, all I can think about is, what am I going to do next? Not celebrating this. We'll get back to that in a second. Not celebrating what I just did. What can I do next? Oh, I could have trained better and done it this way. Maybe I'll do another one of these, right? So I would ask you to pause for a minute and think about, as you've won this year and then you win in the future, take some time to celebrate a little bit. Because if there's no celebration when we win, but all we do is get down on ourselves when we lose, I think we lose sight of the real reason why we're trying to win. Don't you want to feel good about yourself? I know I do. And I need to be better at that. Like my coach called me out on the other day. He's like, Chris, you're not celebrating your wins. Look at all these wins you have. I'm like, yeah, I know, but I really want to do this, this, and this. He's like, those things will come, but we have to celebrate our wins. And I'll give you an example. One thing I've researched and found out is when I celebrate my win, then my floor becomes raised. I'm gonna say that again. When I celebrate my win, my floor now becomes raised on what I consider acceptable as a win. I think sometimes I don't celebrate my wins because I don't want my floor to be raised that high. And then if I don't get there, then I don't feel as bad in the future. That's just me coming down on myself a little bit. But think about that. When you celebrate your wins, it raises your floor. Now, we don't put ceilings on ourselves, right? We know that ceilings aren't the thing we need to do. I'm going to go into some personal stuff for a minute. So this Friday, 12/12, will be my son Leo's second birthday. Some of you have listened to me for a long time and know the struggles we went through with the loss of our son CJ in 2020. And every day we're incredibly grateful for having Leo in our lives and just the joy that he brings. And at 53 years old, I wouldn't want to do it any other way, right? Like we get to celebrate him this weekend and we celebrate him every day. We do spoil him a little bit, but it'll be his second birthday, and the growth and the things we're seeing and the way he picks things up and the way he's starting to talk. And these are all just unbelievable memories we're creating. And we spend as much time with him as we possibly can. We were blessed to get that second chance, right? Blessed to get a second chance. And it's an amazing journey to be part of that. So I hope that there's something that you're looking for or something that you need in your life to get a second chance. And that chance presents itself. Now, it'll be scary because it was incredibly scary to try to have another baby after we lost CJ. It was, but man, it was worth it. Gosh, this little guy is just he's a joy to have and just to play. And I can hear him out there right now with the nanny just playing and having a great time. He lights us up. He makes us younger, right? He makes us younger. So, all right. So we're a few weeks away from 2026. I wouldn't be the coach I am if I didn't ask you a couple questions. Are you clear on where you want to be in 26? Do you know what you need to do differently in 26 to get there? How did 25 go for you? Did you get where you wanted to be personally and professionally? If not, what held you back? What stopped you? Are you being coached? And I'm not saying you have to come be coached by me, but is there somebody in your life, a community you work with or something else, someone else, a mentor, that's holding you accountable to that standard of excellence, right? You need those people in your life to push you and get you to that next level. If that's something that you may be interested in, we do have a community called the Time Is Now community. We've got some special marketing and stuff that's going to come out here in the next couple of weeks for some specials to invite people into that community in 2026. And we've had a lot of success there. People have come in that community, done very well. We've had some people that have maxed out what they think they can do there and moved on and have become one-on-one clients or even moved on to other coaching programs. And again, it doesn't need to be me. but please find somebody, a mentor, something you can invest in besides um, just yourself, something you can invest in that'll help you grow and get to the next level. If that's what you want to do, if you want to be better, learn more, be more, serve more, then it requires some assistance to get that next nudge, that next push up. I wouldn't be where I am without being coached. I've been coached um, almost every year since 2005. So it's a long time, right? And I've had some great coaches in my life. I've had some coaches that weren't the best and I moved on for them, but I've had great coaches in my life. And that's why I wanted to become a coach myself and get out there and really impact people at a high level. So be clear about where you want to go in 2026. We have a recording that we did for a group call, a webinar we hosted that was how to goal plan and strategy plan for 2026. If you're interested in receiving a free copy of that to listen to, kind of see the format we run through when we do those things, please email Taylor, Taylor, at chriswelton.live. And Taylor will get you, be glad to send that link over to you and share that link for you to check it out, see what you think. But if you have more interest and you want to be part of this, we've got a special we're going to run the first 3 months of 2026. It's only $99 a month to join the community. And then the prices change from there, but we can tell you more about that later. That's something you're interested in. But hey, thanks for taking the 10 to 15 minutes out this morning to listen to Freestyle Friday. And I hope you have a great weekend. Take care.